What's going on, everybody? And today I'm going to talk a little bit about a celebrity from a fitness perspective and 50 Cent. Basically, if you look at the old pictures, you can see that he had a little bit of gyno, right? And I don't know really if he was doing any sort of like cycles or anything like that, but if you kind of look closely at like his old pictures, it might be apparent in some pictures, and some other pictures, and it's not so apparent. But if you look at some of his pictures, you can see that he had a little bit of what could be looking like a gyno, right? Gynecomastia, and even though like it's not always the result of doing a steroid cycle or high testosterone and the conversion to estrogen and things like that, it could be caused by a phase in puberty. Basically, a lot of people, when they get that surge sometimes in testosterone in puberty, they get hit with gyno that stays with them for the rest of their lives. And it based on body fat percentage, it can come and go. For example, if you lower your body fat percentage, it would disappear a little bit or not so clear. And if your body fat percentage looks a little high, then it's apparent again, and you can see that it looks like it's way more clear. So if you look at the old pictures, like this picture right here, for example, it's kind of like clear that it's looking like what could be basically gyno. And there's no way to tell if he was doing any cycles. I don't think so. I don't think he was doing any cycles or anything like that. I just think that it's either two options, basically. Either he had a high body fat percentage at the time, and a lot of people, they sometimes store fat in that, breast tissue, in their nipples, even as men, and it's kind of hard to get rid of it. Or it could be real gyno, and one of the ways to tell is if you basically touch it. If it's a lot of fat, then it's very soft tissue. But if it is gyno, there's going to be more like a lump that you can feel under the nipple. Basically, that it's a hard lump that you can almost see and almost feel it, right? So one of the ways to tell is to be able to actually see if that tissue is real, like fat tissue, or if it's a lump that's a hard lump that is actual gynecomastia. But even though like a lot of people think that what is fatty deposits around the breast tissue, just like the one that you have basically in your stomach and in the love handles and things like that, a lot of people think sometimes, and they mistake that for gyno. And to tell for sure if it's gyno or not, like I said, you have to like almost like investigate it and see what kind of tissue it actually is underneath the skin by touching it, and see if the tissue is a hard lump or some sort of a accumulation of just fatty deposit from high fat percentage, or like a high estrogen ratio in the body. Like not everybody has like an optimal testosterone to estrogen ratio, so a lot of people would accumulate fat in that manner. But it looks to me, or at least it looks like it's gyno. It looks like it's gyno. Maybe not, but it really looks in a lot of pictures like it's just hanging out there excessively. And it doesn't look like it's just regular muscle tissue, because this is what the breast should be. So it definitely should be investigated. And the way to tell for real is to get a scan and see what kind of tissue is under there. Like I said, because it could be at the end, it could be like just a bunch of fatty deposit. But the way it looks here, and it looks pretty bad, and I've always thought about that when I looked at like old 50 Cent pictures. I'm like, this is gyno. Like, and if it was me, like looking like that, I would probably try and investigate it to see why does it look like that, because it just doesn't look normal, right? If you really look at these old 50 Cent pictures, and even as he got older, I think it was apparent even in more pictures. the older he got, and even in some of the younger pictures in the album of like Get Rich or Die Trying, you can see from the side pictures like there's a bunch of like fatty deposit over there, whether it's like I said, the body fat percentage, but then I doubt that it's a high fatty body fat percentage in some of these pictures, because he was already at a very low body fat percentage. So you can look, he has like six-pack abs and everything like that. So at that low of a body fat percentage is not just a fatty deposit around the tissue. It's most probably, or it could be, very much could be gyno, right? So just a comment on some of the celebrities and some of their bodies, and there's no way to tell if he's cycling or took an anabolic cycle or anything like that. But for sure, one thing I know is just doesn't look normal to me, at least. And I don't know what you guys think. Maybe some people have different thoughts about that. But that's it. Definitely, to me, that's it. And to check out information on how to prevent gyno and do bodybuilding properly, make sure to check perfecthumanx.com, the most honest and accurate source of information on bodybuilding, on cognitive function, and on enhancing life expectancy and how to achieve all those things. Subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.